You won't say anything about it. And every day since that time, that's all you hear. They're talking about you and me. They're talking about us.
1968 was the year of many possible presidents. Eugene McCarthy jousted with Bobby Kennedy. Hubert Humphrey waited for the call, and the Republican choice looked them all over.
I think McCarthy will continue to be a factor. I don't think he's going to win the nomination because I don't think he's going to have the money, and I don't think he's going to have the organization. He'll have the enthusiasm, but he will not have the money in the organization. Hubert Humphrey will have the organization, Bobby will have the money, and in that kind of a contest, I just have to bet on Bobby.
Never were and say, why not? And that's what I think.
You have to have the power. You have to have the weapons. You have to have a military system, a military program. You have to have, even in this crazy world of ours, we have atom bombs. The question is not how to use them. The question is, how do you restrain yourself from using them? That's particularly when you're commander-in-chief. Any fool can get this country into trouble. It takes a wise man to get it out.
I, in a sense, am in the ring tonight, and I think this is the time and this is the place to take off the gloves and sock it to them. There is nothing wrong with America, my friends, that a good election won't cure. Let's have one.
We have evaluated the current assignments of the Vice President. This means the assignments that have accumulated during the time that I was Vice President and during the time that President Johnson was Vice President and Vice President Humphrey has served in that office. As I indicated immediately after Governor Agnew's selection as the Vice Presidential candidate, it is my plan to give him some new duties beyond what any Vice President previously has assumed.
I'm looking forward to being very busy and productively employed during the next 4 years.
Vice President Agnew moved far away from the anonymous man Bob Hope joked about in 1969 with his attacks against student rebels, against those he labeled radical liberals, against those in his party who were not in full agreement with the president.
The student now goes to college to proclaim rather than to learn. The lessons of the past are ignored and obliterated in a contemporary antagonism known as the generation gap. A spirit of national masochism prevails, encouraged by an effete core of impudent snobs who characterize themselves as intellectuals. A law-abiding American who believes in his country needs a strong voice to articulate his dissatisfaction with those who seek to destroy our heritage of liberty and our system of justice, to penetrate the cacophony of seditious drivel emanating from the best publicized clowns in our society and their fans in the Fourth Estate.
Spiro Agnew veered the vice presidency onto a new course. He was dramatically successful for one high drama leading to the first resignation of a vice president. Gerald Ford became our first non-elected vice president, and then Richard Nixon resigned and Gerald Ford became our president.
No piece of fiction has ever matched the high drama surrounding the presidency and the vice presidency in the 1960s and 70s. No writer of fiction would have presumed to suppose the events that most of us have witnessed. And I wonder if such a writer could have visualized the post-operative strength this nation now enjoys. In many nations, a military takeover would have been inevitable. In ours, it never was a possibility. The strength of our Constitution, the strength of this office, and the strength of our people endures.